welcome back to File Under Fire, a wrestling review podcast. My name is Brady. I'm your host, joined by my co-host Dahmer
Hi.
and Abdullah the Butcher. That's really fun to
I
say.
don't know if I should scream or I'll just say howdy again.
Uh,
Howdy.
yeah, yeah. Just grab a fork
I
and
didn't
just
mean to
run
scream.
it against a
I was just
chalkboard.
so excited,
Oh
guys, because
no,
my
well,
internet's back.
Abby screams. He's a scream
Oh,
sailor.
that's a fair,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's a fair statement. Yeah, we got to. So we didn't decide to do a theme this week. We wanted to step away from doing different themes. We said let's just bring whatever we want, and that created a situation where we're going to talk about three matches over the course of the next hour that I don't think have ever been mentioned in the same breath before for any actual reason, and I don't see as to why they would, quite frankly. Um,
Mhm.
this is an interesting week. It was definitely interesting watching these three matches back to back. I know you said like this is an interesting week because of that. Like you're like these three don't really share anything in common, but they're all really fun.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think there's really a whole lot that connects these. I think you guys are more fun than mine, but it's fun in its way.
Yeah, yours is fun until it reaches a point, and
it's
then it's
it's
and then it's
I
scary.
don't even know if I'd consider it fun to a point. It starts out very tame and then becomes very brutal very quickly. But we'll get to that. Yeah, first the first match we want to talk about today is Dom's match. It's from IWRG. It is Noisy Boy and Spiderfly, or the Mexa Boys, versus H.d.Canis Lupus and Tonalli. The date on this is 6/11/23.
Hmm.
This first lucha match on the pod, and I'm mostly surprised it came from IWRG, but I'm not at all surprised that Dom picked it because Dom is a big Mexa Boys guy.
Yeah, yes.
Uh,
I'm a big Tonali guy. He is very cool. I like watching him.
Tonali Tonali very fun in this match.
Very
I
fun.
think honestly, if anything, I think I might have enjoyed Tonali more than I enjoyed the Mexa Boys in this
Every
match.
time
And
he's involved, it the volume turns up. I actually put in here that he Tenali comes in and everything kind of turns up to 11.
He is just someone that's
Everything gets
fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
everything gets much more intense when he.
he turns shit up.
yeah,
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, exact. No, that's exactly right. He definitely creates a lot more offense. Whereas like the beginning of the match, I maybe like I watched probably the first, I don't know, I'd say like 5 minutes of the match in like one sitting, and like I wasn't really like feeling it. Not that the match itself is bad. If you
Hmm.
watch the match in full, it's actually really good. But the first like 5 minutes is very like slow, not a lot happening, just
I
kind of a
thought it
little
was
bit of
really
like
slick mat work. I
trading.
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
wouldn't
really
say it's
slick
There
mat work.
slow.
is, yeah.
They're doing stuff, but they're doing stuff. There's not like a lot of. I mean,
Yeah, there's not a
they're
lot of
they're
They're
doing
doing
stuff.
things. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
and then
yeah,
Tenali comes
it
in.
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah, the first thing I think I wrote about was like he gets a drop kick like to the back. Like Tonali gets a drop kick to the back. I don't remember who it was that he hit, but that was
Well,
like the
they
first
start
thing
off in
where
pairs. It's
yeah.
Spiderfly and H.d.Canis Lupus, and this threw me like looking this up because IWRG had two guys working as H.d.Canis
Yeah,
Lupus
yeah.
in 2023, and one of them is Alpha Wolf,
Why?
right?
Now one
Not
of them's
Alpha Wolf.
Alpha Wolf, or
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Noah, right? The Let's
yeah,
Go Theodores.
yeah. So
So
for
uh,
like a minute I was thinking that was who this was. Then I was like, no, this is not.
No, it is not the
dude,
Clearly
same
not
one.
him because he's basing and stuff. But he pairs
dude,
off with
I
Spiderfly and they do some stuff. And then Tenali and Noisy Boy pair off and they do some stuff. And I think that's the only tag. And then
yeah, I
and
think
then
so.
and then yeah, Tenali gets in the ring and then it goes crazy.
Dude,
Yeah. The physicality difference between the teams makes for a very fun way they work it. Like Lupus, I'm just gonna say Lupus because I don't want to. My white ass, I don't want to say the full thing and fuck it up.
no,
Lupus,
that's fair.
yeah,
It's a Canis Lupus is a
That's
dingo, by the way.
yeah,
that is
awesome.
that is how they refer to him on commentary most
Lupus,
times. They
yeah,
just say yeah, they just say Lupis.
Lupus and Tonali, they're very big compared to Spiderfly
Oh,
and Noisy Boy. They're very big boys, and it makes for a very fun physicality difference. It's like it's a. I'm not to say they don't bring it to them. They do. They do beat the shit out of them, which I do want to add. Overhand chops are really cool.
Oh, they're
Really
so much
cool.
better. They're so far
oh,
Yeah,
superior.
yeah.
Yeah,
they hit some like that was another one of the first things I noticed was like he hits I don't remember I think it was Tonali hits an overhand chop
Tonali hits some
and
nasty overhand chops. Yeah.
yeah and like Luffy's gets a good chop that I noted. They gets a power slam here,
Oh yeah, it's
and
like an assisted snap power slam where Lupus like throws him into it, right?
yeah, and
He
then
got some air on that. That was nice.
they get the moonsault right after that,
Yes.
dude.
So I just want to point out, since we're talking about that, they work very good together. Both these teams, they have very fun, creative offense. Which, I know some people don't like that tag team stuff, but I mean, I think it's fun. They work. They tee off on each other really well, and they create some nice like
It
sequences.
it definitely works very well because it's like it comes off like they each know their own role,
Mm-hmm.
like within the team. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like they don't know. Oh, this guy doesn't know this. This guy, like, he's like, oh yeah, what's this guy doing? No, they both know like, hey, I'm here to do this job. You're here to do this job. Let's focus on trying to take them out
Yeah, they're
basically.
big bruisers compared to the little fucking which these the Mexa boys hit such cool dives
dude,
in like a relatively very short amount into the match, and it's fucking so awesome.
they're
Yeah,
nuts, and they
They
they're so
smoke them
cool.
with the dives too. There's one where Spiderfly just destroys somebody.
They smoke each other with flies.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they hit some like there's a point like basically once they start the dives is kind of the point in which this match never slows down again.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good
Like
way to put it.
they kind of like I say they had a slow start. It's not necessarily like bad slow, but they're like it's like they're speeding up and then they get to highway speed
Mm-hmm.
and the cruise control is set at 80 miles an hour.
Tonali
Like
is
you
one of
are
those wrestlers that when he hits his stride, he is so fun to watch flow together. He's like one of the only wrestlers that can make like that reverse powerbomb alley oop shit look like really cool. I think.
yeah, he makes a lot of stuff look really really cool and like it doesn't always make sense. Like he blocks. I don't even know if it was meant to be like a Canadian destroyer. Um, but like I think it's a Spiderfly goes for something, and like Tonali like blocks it, and like Spiderfly just does like a whole flip, like face bump, and I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't even know what to write down. I was like, I know I need to notate this because it's like it's important. But like I don't it's not even like a move. It's not like something that you would expect out of that scenario, but they pull it off so
yeah. I didn't
seamlessly that
even
it's like
attempt to write down. I mean, there's not really a lot you can unless you want to do a play-by-play. It's just what I
Yeah,
wrote was high octane chaos.
yeah, it's
Like
fun.
once the dives start and there's no dead space.
no.
Everything flows perfectly. There's not really
And
like
like
any sort of undergirding story of the match. It's just these guys are going fucking nuts.
It's fun. It's fun as
But
fuck.
yeah, everything looks really good. The timing is really good, and they are
And
yeah,
smoking each other.
things are still laid in like they're like they like I don't know how to word it, but like they don't like hit each other, but like they still lay shit in. Like At
Yeah,
one point,
they're still putting
like
that offense towards each
at
other.
one point, Lupus does like a typically like technical spot. You know what I'm talking about, where they kick to the guy outside on the apron.
Yes, I know what you're talking about
Yeah,
now.
that spot he does that, and I think it's Noisy Boy. He puts his arm up, but it still looks like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
big ass leg still fucking hits him, and it's like whoa. I mean, it's like it
Yeah,
looks
Mm.
and
cool. They lay their shit in.
they're also not doing the thing that can happen in a match like this where it looks like they're not actually trying to hit each other. They're just throwing
Yeah.
nothing to get reversed.
Mhm.
Uh,
No, they're
like,
trying to hit
yeah,
bombs.
there's an intensity to the exchanges
Yeah,
and the dives, like I said.
Tonali hits like a rare lucha lariat. I was saying that actually fucking
Yeah.
spins the shit out
Dude,
of him.
oh my God, he takes a whole bump for that
It
lariat.
was nice as
Uh,
fuck.
yeah. And then so there's a point too where like so Noisy Boy gets like set up on like the guardrail. Like he goes for a dive and Tonali catches him, but then like
I
he
love
puts
that
him on the
spot. Yeah, that
yeah,
shit was
he
so
like
cool.
sets him on the guardrail. Lupus dives out and just throws his body into a
Guillotine like
prone.
crossbodies him, fucks him up.
Yeah, dude, I was like, you're like that is full on throwing your body to the wind. Like you don't care what happens from here because you're just accepting the fate that you're doing this to try to like incapacitate your opponent.
He knew he was popping the boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bop me.
He was popping us.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, the crowd was
exactly.
basically loud as fuck at like the
Dude,
whole time. This arena is very beautiful.
there's a I think if I'm remembering it correctly, there's a point where like I guess there's a guy who doesn't have like an air horn, but he's still like audibly screaming the doot 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 doot
I'm not
doot
gonna
just
lie,
to try and
bro. The lucha air horns, they're so good at like they're so perfectly timed. I will just do them in my own head in my house, like like hype myself up. They're perfect.
or you got to get the like noisemakers. They don't people don't bring those around as much anymore. Like when you watch like
Oh
old
my god, yeah.
the like 2000 CMLL, and they have like the spinning
hmm
noisemakers. Those things, yeah, people need to bring those things back, man.
Those
We
things
need
are
some of
fucking
those.
loud.
Oh yeah.
Guys, start
And
bringing fart bombs to events. Make everyone
don't
fucking hate you.
do do not do that. I can tell you guys a story off pod about fart
Is it
bombs.
about Tessa Blanchard?
No, it's God damn it. No. It's about high school and getting banned from walking in graduation. Uh But dude, yeah, this like you said, this is kind of just a full on like chaos match. There's not a ton like we can point out like some spots. Like Noisy Boy does a couple different tornado like dives off the top that are like beautiful. I mean,
Yeah. He does,
just like
bro. He basically
launches
like does like a
himself.
fucking super mega corkscrew fuck you, and he lands on his feet. Basically, he lands on his feet. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
multiple times, which is insane.
hmm
Um,
Also, I wanted to say Spiderfly. I like that his name is Spiderfly because he's got the Spider Man. That's probably not why, but he got the Spider Man logo on the
Yeah.
back of his head. Mad cool.
yeah, that's
Why
a
why
it's
is there an apostrophe in Mexa Boys though? Tom, you're the authority.
oh my God.
Mexa Boy
Okay.
apostrophe S.
I
Yeah,
don't, cause it's there. I don't know. What it's theirs. What's the what? Yeah. Yep. Moving on.
Got it.
I was wondering that same thing. So like I went to when I was trying to go find the date on this
Find him
match
on
because it's
cage
not.
match. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing I did was typed in Noisy Boy because he was the first guy that came to my mind from the match. But Noisy Boy doesn't have a cage match, which like within itself is confusing. He's the only guy in this match who doesn't have a cage match. Um, but Mexa Boys do, but I only found that after I like ended up going to Tonali's cage match to like find this specific match, and it says Mexa Boy apostrophe S, and I
Yeah.
went, first of all, this is my problem with the cage match search
They're
system, which is that
German.
like
Bunch
if
of
you don't
black men.
have if you
How you
don't
gonna not have
have all
Noisy Boy?
And well, not listen. My problem is you have to be so hyper specific with their search engine, or it won't pull things up. If I search like a specific person's gimmick, it's only going to give me their matches under that gimmick. If I search Keiji Muto, you're only going to give me Keiji Muto matches and not Great Muta matches, even though
Yeah,
their
that's
cage match
fucking.
profile is one and the
Yeah,
same.
it's yeah.
It's makes no sense.
Yeah, and Lucha Wiki hasn't been updated since 2007. So
that's understandable though. Like I mean, but
I want it
even I don't know
now. Update it.
who runs Lucha Wiki. Is
Cubs.
that a Cubs fan?
Yeah.
I thought he
Oh,
was
my
a
fault,
the
Cubs. I don't mean to shit talk you. I'm a big fan.
I thought he ran the database part. Maybe.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
was
yeah.
thinking of. I don't know about Lucha Wiki. I don't know
Yeah, I was
shit
like,
about that.
I know he runs the damn
Yeah, Lucha
Lucha
database.
database.
Yeah.
That I probably should have just went to Lucha database. I probably could have found this way faster than I did on Cage Match. But
100%.
Oh, that's how I found the date.
hey, that's understandable though. The speaking of finding cards, Dom, you went and found the card for this next match.
Yeah, I mean, what a crazy, crazy card.
So we're gonna talk about Great Muta versus Bob Sapp from All Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle 1 from 11/17/02. This is my pick for the pod this week because this match is bonkers. It shouldn't exist, quite frankly. Like this is one of those matches that like it didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it
Um,
did.
do you know much about the history of like these Wrestle One
Yeah,
shows?
well,
I know a little bit.
this is Muto's All Japan, right? Um, and the original Wrestle One shows were co-promotions between All Japan, K1, and Pride.
Okay.
That's why the cards are
Yeah,
so fucking wonky.
so weird and
Yeah, and
got
that's
like different
why the main event
MMA
is Great
guys.
Muta versus Bob Sapp because he was a K1 fighter at the time. But this is actually his All Japan debut. But I think he's done some New Japan stuff for this.
Yeah. I think when I was like kind of checking out his cage match, he had uh, he had definitely done some New Japan stuff also in 2002. I didn't look too much into it, but I mean like this show has Hiroshi Hase and Satoshi Kojima versus Kevin Randleman and Mark Coleman.
No, I mean, I fucking wow. I mean, I'm really trying to find that right now.
All the both the Wrestle One shows are out there and
Yeah.
easy to find. If you know where to look, you can watch. There's another one that has insane Sabu and Kendo Cashin match where Sabu like puts himself through a table and tries to pull like a
Nope.
giant light rig down.
Dude, I just saw a match for Keiji
La
Muto and
Parka?
Goldberg versus Chronic, Brian Adams, and
Yeah.
Brian
Yeah,
Clark.
yeah.
Fuck you!
I
Fuck
knew
you.
I knew
I said
about
this
that.
already, but I like Muto All Japan.
Well, yeah,
I like his
Dude,
crazy
it's
shit. It's
it led
fun.
to,
it's a wild
I have to
place,
like it
man.
because it led to Kojima eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's speaking of Goldberg, he does some all Japan matches too, and like there's a match he has against Kojima where it's like 5 minutes, and the whole time you just feel bad because you know what the reality is here, and that Kojima is getting jobbed out to fucking Goldberg, and like you just feel bad, like
I don't.
the
I
the
feel alive.
Yeah.
yeah, well that's because you love Goldberg.
Yeah.
You're a Goldberg
You're
guy.
Goldberg.
I'm surprised you didn't bring a Goldberg match for this week, honestly.
I will. Don't worry.
But to talk about this match in particular, Bob Sapp might be the ultimate entertainer. If anything, maybe he should have just been a pro wrestler instead.
Didn't he train in the WCW plant?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if he did or didn't, but he
Yeah, he did.
definitely
Okay.
He
I
trained at the
definitely
power plant.
think
He did some NWA Wildside too.
Oh, I remember looking at that. I
Yeah.
think those are on
dude, that
YouTube. We
sounds
might have to watch
that's
those.
Yeah, you can
yeah,
find those matches.
those might be pod matches in the future because that's
Yeah.
on the listen. So Bob Sapp comes out here, right? And like whatever thought you had that Bob Sapp was going to come out to like a serious song or something,
He's intro,
you're
man.
wrong.
Yeah,
You're
wow.
wrong. He comes out to Holiday by Madonna. He's got a fucking big ass fur coat, like matching white beret.
He's the best.
So
He's the
He
best.
looks as cool as a person has ever looked.
yeah,
Hmm.
he's surrounded by like a bunch of Japanese dancers
And
who
he's
are all like half
huge,
his
dude.
height. Yeah, he's
He's
fucking kind
so
of
huge.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Muta's entrance is Muta's entrance, right? If you've seen one, you've seen 95%
I
of
don't
them.
know, he like apparates in the ring, dude.
I mean, that's true.
There's like a big smoke explosion. He's just in the ring.
Well, yeah,
That's the
that it
goat,
is kind
bro.
of.
That's the goat.
I I wrote it down as here comes Muta's spooky shit entrance. Uh,
But the
but
setup and the
yeah,
production value and everything on this show is crazy.
dude, it's insane. And like when the same night I watched this match, I was watching it. I think with Dweeb. Shouts out Dweeb. Uh, and I was like, I also watched both of those Goldberg matches, and he was like, it's funny, like one of Masawa's biggest reasons for why he wanted to leave All Japan was because they wouldn't try and like branch out of that traditional kind of like uh, entrance, just come out of the locker room, whatever. They weren't doing any big production stuff, but like that, this is very much as big production as it gets. I mean,
Oh, it's
you
nuts.
got
It's awesome.
It's
you
awesome.
got you got a giant sign in the background with like different like that changes so it can say Bob Sapp. Um, like, dude, it is insane. There's the giant W1 logo on the stage. Uh, and like now, like I'm just sitting here thinking about him coming out to Holiday. And like it has the Bob Sapp laugh cut into it
Oh, oh, oh,
too.
oh, oh.
He's like a huge, I'm sure you guys know, a huge celebrity in Japan.
Yes.
He was in
Yeah,
like
but
every
like
commercial. They love
oh,
Bob's, which is, I mean, he's unbelievably charismatic here. It's crazy.
speaking of
You should be
commercials, that
as
just
popular
reminded
here.
me.
Yeah.
I need to bring this thing up that you you sent before we get into this fucking
Oh
match.
yes.
This fucking so where did like who did you
This was a Ethan Mack Pillars find.
where do you know where he found
I
this?
think he was just on Bob Sapp's YouTube.
Really? Like that was just uploaded free? I may have to go try and find
Yeah,
this
I think
after
it's
the
just Bob
pod and
Sapp dicking around.
just tweet it out or
You wouldn't
something.
have fun poop time with Koinoki? Come on. I would.
Dude, so it's like a joke bit by Bob Sapp wearing like a latex like not even mask, like it's like what like a latex mask would be, but it's just like the hair and ears of what is I guess supposed to be Antonio
It's a Noki.
Inoki.
It looks like a Noki. I gotta get one
Yeah,
Dude,
the
so
I'm
I can
accent.
just
so I'm
lay
like
around in a sleeper hole for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
dude, and so he has this on and like he's speaking in Japanese and then he goes down to like he goes and takes a shit and like you can see he's struggling and the joke is that like Antonio Inoki would slap his name on just about anything um and promote it, and in this case he is making a joke that he would sell laxatives, which probably um
Sure.
Inoki Bumae, and then like randomly Antonio Koinoki shows up, which listen, I think we're all big Antonio Kowanoki heads in here.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, he's a real funny guy, but it's just kind of funny that like you have this whole bit of Bob acting like Antonio Inoki
Taking a shit.
just to bring
Big
in
old poop.
Antonio just to bring in Antonio Kowanoki, who is like who for all intents and purposes really does look like Antonio Inoki. Like freakishly so. Like I mean he's obviously small, that's his gimmick, but like he looks a lot like Antonio Inoki. Um and dude, that whole commercial felt like a fucking fever dream.
I
Just
think it was
or
just a man taking a nice
video.
poo poo. I think you're overreacting.
I mean, maybe he was, maybe he was just hanging out in the hotel room
He goes,
and
oi,
he was
da! And he goes plop. You hear it go plop.
the sound effects are next level, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like Smosh era YouTube.
Oh yeah, for sure. Uh,
Ob wouldn't get that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just was gonna let that
Yeah, just let it slide.
go
Let it
right on
slide.
by. Yeah,
yep.
it
so
made me think of
so
Swap,
this
Akebono, and
match
Hama.
this match starts, right? And like immediately Muta starts trying to like kick his knees out, which
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
so he
Immediately.
like
Not
kicks his
funny.
knees out and then he like dragon screws him once and then like Bob Sapp just stands up after the dragon screw.
Fuck
Like he's just
yeah.
like, I mean, it makes like whatever.
Well, it's
I,
smart, right? You gotta try because I don't think we can like really overemphasize how gigantic and like solid Bob Sapp is here.
Yeah.
I mean,
He is
he's 300 plus pounds.
all
Of
muscle.
muscle.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, of just straight muscle. It's
It's cartoonish.
actually yeah. Later actually I compare him to the Incredible Hulk.
Well, I wrote that
Um,
down too, man. When he gets misted with the green and he's
Yeah.
making the
yeah.
faces, yeah.
Yeah, he just looks like he looks more like the Incredible Hulk than like any of the actors ever have. Like I'm like, damn, why didn't they just grab Bob Sapp and paint him green and just let him be the Incredible
We
Hulk
all know
like
why.
that? Well, yeah. Uh, that's yeah, that's a different story.
No Whitey.
but
Yes, I support
but
that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so then like he goes to put him in like he goes to try and go for another dragon screw and he is it a power bomb or is it a choke slam? I don't know.
It wrecks
It's
his shit.
He wrecked his
yeah,
shit.
he does. And then he like he all of Bob Sapp's offense in this does not look like it should come from a guy that is the size of Bob
He
Sapp.
goes crazy, man.
He gets
Um
some cool shit in.
Yeah.
like and it's funny too cuz like he gets him in the corner and he like goes and he starts doing like punches in the corner,
He's
but these
doing
are like
He's doing the Vader swings.
but they're like the nicest swings you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe because like, I mean he is Bob Sapp. He does actually know how to punch people in the face for a
I
living.
bet Muta's mask hurt, man, because he's got the mask. He's not
Oh yeah,
painted. He's got the mask that looks like if he looks like if Christian's like over the head Oakley's like came to life. So he's just got this like plastic mask on his face.
so one of my friends compared it to like the Jason X mask.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, I don't get that reference. I'm not a really
yeah.
big horror movie guy, but I was like,
Good,
yeah,
good
sure,
bit.
that makes sense, brother. Yeah, sure. I don't know. It's just Muda. I don't know what to tell you. um, yeah, but like that's the most like normal offense you would think would come out of Bob Sapp, and like he doesn't do it well. The rest of the offense he does in this is fucking amazing. Um, Muda, so like the ref pulls Sapp back and like Bob pushes him down and then like gets Shining Wizard whatever. And then he just sits up from the Shining Wizard and like screams at
Yeah,
Muda.
but we got to talk about how when he hits the Shining Wizard and when he hits the Mist, there's like text across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
Like he
they
hits the
sold
on.
Shining
full
Wizard, and
on.
there's this huge piece of text pops up, and I can only assume it says Shining Wizard.
Yeah.
Hold on,
It's
because
like
we're not even
video
to that.
poker.
Hold on, we can't skip over the so Bob Sapp lines up like a fucking lineman lining up to go like straight towards the quarterback. It looks like a DN lining up. And he fucking like basically just shoulder checks Muta out of the ring. Then he hits a fucking plancha.
He fucked
He
him up.
hits he that is 300 plus
I
pounds
think
of
I went
man.
back on this a bunch of times. I think he hits a leg drop.
Does he?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but I think he like shoulder tackles him out of the ring, and I think Muta's still down. And I'm pretty sure he goes like over the top rope leg drop to a downed
Dude,
Muta.
whatever
Oh.
the case is, the fact that that man like slingshotted
Yeah, it's so fast the
himself
cameras miss it.
over the fucking over the top rope shouldn't happen. Like that is not a thing that should happen.
It was awesome.
Dude, and yeah, at some point, so basically once so he goes picks up Muta for the power bomb. Muta missed him, and like he immediately starts trying to like wipe it out
Yeah,
of his
and there's more
eyes.
text when that happens too, so I'm assuming it says red mist.
um, and so he like Muta hits the Shining Wizard, and he sits up, yells at him, hits another Shining Wizard, and then he just kicks out at one.
Yeah, fuck your shit, bro. Fuck you.
And
Yeah,
so
well,
Muta
Muta's like
like
100, and
Yeah,
he's like the
fuck.
biggest dude who ever lived.
Yeah, I would kill Muta.
Mu-
Yeah, dude.
Muta gets him over, gets him down, ready for the fucking like ready for the moonsault, hits the moonsault, kicks out at two, and I literally wrote just fuck both of your finishers, and then he blocks another Shining Wizard, choke slams him to fucking hell, hits a flying drop kick, and then goes to the top rope and hits a flying headbutt
And
And while
awesome.
lives
for
forever. Sorry.
for three. He hits a fucking flying headbutt.
I want to
Once
talk about
this,
that drop kick because that drop kick was also nasty.
dude,
Nice
that
drop kick
that
is one of the most beautiful things.
Yep. Yep.
it's so funny too because he's like such a big human. Like he almost jumps too late. Like to do the drop kick. And dude, yeah, it is an insane drop kick. Once again, like it kind of goes back to what I was trying to say. Like all of the offense he pulls out this match does not make sense for a guy like Bob Sapp to be doing. He shouldn't be doing missile like or flying drop kicks.
But it's awesome.
Shouldn't be doing flying headbutts.
Well,
Like
he does stuff in this match that he like never did again.
That's
But
no,
yeah, I
the
think
point.
it's awesome. I mean, in New Japan, it's a totally different environment too. You know, he's like the serious fighter.
yeah,
Mhm.
he's like
Here
presented as
he's fighting
such.
a supernatural creature.
Demon, yeah.
Yeah, and he's
And
dancing to
then
Madonna, and it rocks.
dude,
Greatest match ever when this was over.
dude,
I loved
they
this
get the
match.
they get the fucking so he gets the 3 count. Madonna starts playing again. He starts like dancing. Once again, he still has like the mist all over him. Still looks like the Incredible Hulk.
Mhm.
And like he's just dancing in the ring. And like they don't shoot this well at all because you can still like you get to see the ring crew come in and like set up the pyro behind him.
I didn't notice.
He
Maybe
fucking
it's just because
in my mind Bob Sapp is dead.
Yeah, he kills
yeah,
him. He got his heat back, man. How can you get your heat back? He killed him with electrical powers. He like blew
dude.
the
So
mist into the lighting rig or something, and it set off a
dude, I
chain
don't even.
reaction of electrical explosions.
And then, dude, the whole so he spits the mist. I don't even know if it's into a lighting rig. I think he just spits the
Spits it on the
mist like
ground, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, spits it on the
chain
ground,
reaction.
It's
convenient,
bomb mist. You know,
Hmm.
all the different color
conveniently
mists
to
have
where
different
the
powers.
yeah, he spits conveniently onto the where the pyro is, and it just chain reactions all the way down the ring. It blows up in Bob Sapp's face, and then curtains from the top that are perfectly the shape of the ring fall down, and the lights go out, and that is the end of the show.
It's awesome, and I loved it. And this is one of the best matches I've ever seen. And of course,
and
Bob
the
Sapp had to go over.
Yep,
But how do
has
you
to
well,
get
go.
your? Because
yeah,
he's a K1 beast. How do you get your heat back? You literally kill him, and then you send everyone home.
yeah. You send. I don't know if you send him home happy, but you definitely send him home,
I was
and that's
happy.
kind
I
of
thought it was
I.
fucking amazing.
Hmm.
Dude, I also thought it was amazing. I thought like I still think it's probably one of my favorite matches of all
Yeah,
time.
and it's like 6 minutes long too. This is
Yeah, it
one I
is.
understand. Like, you're not gonna, if you're listening to this, you may not watch all the matches we talk about, but go watch this
And
match. It's like
you can
7 minutes
find
long. It's on YouTube.
and even if you don't want to watch like the version that is on YouTube is quote unquote clipped. You like they cut out a little bit of Bob Sapp's entrance. I think they cut out a little bit of Muta's, and then and it has all the text on the bottom. I did find like another version that I sent. Oh, and they like clip out like some crowd brawling, which once again you don't really miss anything
Yeah.
like substantial.
Is it not? I didn't actually did not watch that. Does it not have the text?
It does not have the
Okay, watch
text
the
either.
YouTube version because that's one of the funniest parts. Every time
I
Muta hits
think
a big offensive maneuver, it's like half the screen is taken up by this
my
huge golden
my
text.
assumption is probably like the so like if you just literally just go into Google and just type in Great Muta versus Bob Sapp, and you can find other versions. Um, you can and you'll probably find this one too. But like you get to like you don't have to like be deep in like YouTube to find this match. I think I found this match by literally just like as like a recommended off of a battle library
Yeah, I
match.
remember you talking about it when I think you were just like dicking around and
Yeah,
watching
and then like
matches with
right after
Dweeb. Yeah,
yeah, and then like right after this I found I think that was when I found Antonio Koinoki
and
versus
Takayama.
Takayama, yeah. And I also that was and then I like copy and pasted the like Japanese spelling of Koinoki and just typed like pasted it in the Google search just to see what else I could find. And
Yeah.
I found Koinoki versus Chig, which is not as I mean it's all right. It's like it Chig just kind of threatening to stab him a bunch, which is kind of funny. Um, but yeah, that night was definitely interesting, but this was like the pinnacle of everything we watched that night. Um,
Yeah, no, I loved this. I really loved this. This might be my
like,
favorite match other than my own that we've watched for the pod.
yeah, dude, it's it's so good and it's so short. You have no reason not to at least Google it and try and find it. It's worth it. You're you're missing out if you don't. Um, the like speaking, transition. Let's talk about missing out, man. Uh, I I have a little bit of a confession, which is that my All Japan women's knowledge is like very low, right? Like I know a lot of the names, but I can like I've never watched like a Manami Toyota match.
Fair, me neither.
Um, I've watched very little Hakoda matches. Um, and most of what I've watched is like her versus like Meiko Satomura.
Like old Hoda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, there's like I haven't watched a ton of stuff, and so when Ob sent this match, it kind of kind of like I was like, okay, like is this gonna be like crazy? Like what's the vibe on this? It's Aja Kong versus Yumika Hotta versus from All Japan Women's 124.94. Um, this match, dude, it like it's not it doesn't start slow. It's brutal pretty much the whole way through, but brutal in different ways, if that makes sense.
They do not like each other.
No, I
Did
don't
you
think
did
Aja
you guys
Kong
watch
liked
the
anybody.
pre-match stuff?
Yeah, Aja Kong basically says, "Fuck you, you're not shit. I don't care."
Yeah, this is one of those that uh, Cadaveri has subtitled, which is
I
awesome.
and I really appreciated that,
So good.
especially like in the post match
Mm-hmm,
stuff.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And even like mid match, at one point, like Aja gets the mic just to like start talking shit, which
Th-
is
yeah, there's a lot of animosity between these two, and there's a little bit of backstory to this that they sort of reference in the interviews. On
y-
January 3rd, Hoda pinned Aja in a non-title match. Um,
Mm.
and
yeah.
so Aja is, as you said, they ask her, "What do you think about Hoda and her performance?" And she says, "Nothing,
Yeah, I don't
like
care.
nothing." And the dude
Yeah.
says, "I think we can expect to see scary Aja Kong today," which is exactly what happens.
Exactly.
She's like,
Well,
she's
yeah.
out to prove a point, and Hota is Akira Hakuto's longtime tag partner and friend. And as we
Mm.
see at the end,
hmm
Hakuto is about to retire,
Well,
and
kind
Aja
of.
wants to demonstrate her superiority before she retires. So one of the ways to sort of goad her into a match is to beat
Is
the
by
absolute dog shit out of
out
her
of
friend.
Hoda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that is a good
And
story.
she does.
She does.
She
Yeah,
sure as
this
fuck
is one of the
does.
best monster performances of all time.
Which Hoda still gets her shit in. She smacks the fuck
She
out
still,
of. She does boss
dude.
rootin' ass palm strikes in this bitch.
She she like there's some of them like some a point where she is like kicking the shit out of Aja on the ground,
A lot of times
and
does this happen.
dude,
Yeah.
like just straight to her head,
So I
and like
love. You said you hadn't seen much of her. She's one of my favorite wrestlers, and like I'm aware of the criticisms of her or whatever, and I think a lot of that has to do with just the house style, and also I don't care because she is a liberty taker. She is straight up kicking people in the
I
fucking
think
face. She has some of the most violent matches ever. And then of course on the other side, Aja Kong is if you
Aja Kong.
if you say
yeah,
Aja Kong is
Aja
the best
Kong.
wrestler of all time, I'm not arguing with you. That's one that I'll
Yeah,
I'll just say okay.
and like yeah, so like earlier today, I watched the new TJPW train match, which has Aja Kong in it, and like she is such a different wrestler now
Well,
compared to like
this was 31
if
years
you
ago.
well I understand that, but like she's doing stuff in like that train match where like she's trying not to laugh like half the time because she's just like having fun. There's no laughing here from Aja Kong.
None
She
whatsoever.
is she is 150% all business, like wanting to just like jump down Hota's throat. Uh, like you said, Liberty Taker wise, Aja gives it back, and like she gets those kicks in the head, and she goes, "Well, you're gonna feel those too."
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, she like she kicks her even harder, I think.
Yeah, but she's fighting for
Um,
her life because like she gets those in, but for most of the match, she's getting the dog shit kicked out of her.
Dog shit kicked out of her.
dude,
Like Vader times a million.
oh
Every
my God,
every
yeah.
move done by Aja Kong brutal. It's basically all pile drivers.
She
Like,
rushes in and just starts swinging, and
Yo,
Hoda, I guess it's her ego or whatever. She tries to trade, and it
she
doesn't
pile
work.
drives Hoda, like Aja pile drives Hoda on the table,
doesn't
on
break.
the outside table. Yeah, Japanese table doesn't like just bends, and so then like like Hoda falls off the table. What does Aja do? Instead of just going over and grabbing Hoda, no, she launches the table at her.
Yeah, attacks her like a motherfucker.
Dude, I'm like, holy shit, that's insane. Like, this woman is actually insane. It is next level. Um the I think the biggest part of this match is Hoda's hand, which like I don't think is meant to be like it's like it is a massive story beat for basically the whole second half of the match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was meant to be though. Like I
No,
don't think they went
I
out
think
there
that's
working.
one of those palm strikes Dom was talking about.
Yeah, I think it
Which is
like
part of
Yeah.
why I
just
love this match, because if this happened now, this is like a happy accident that they take full advantage of. If this happened now, she would just have a bleeding hand,
She
right? Because they would
yeah,
be stuck on a script. But Aja,
y- Aja takes it into full account, man.
Yeah,
Like
when this match switches from the slugfest to the hand focus, it basically turns into a horror movie.
that is a great description actually because like yeah, so like I you said Dom, I think like you think maybe she slices it on like
I think because
Aja's
like Aj's
teeth
mouth is always I just imagine she
open.
just catches it
Yeah.
on a open
Yeah,
tooth.
that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um I don't know, man. Like when you first see the blood, like you see it on the side, like the first time you see it is like on the side of Aja's head. And
Aj's face
so
looks swollen as fuck too.
well
yeah,
like
her
and like
cheeks and stuff swell up like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
and like her the face paint like kind of goes away pretty quickly too. So like you you can't and Aja has a lot of red in the face paint. So like I can't at first I'm like I can't even discern if like that is blood or if that's just like smudged face paint down the
Mm-hmm.
side of her head.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And yeah, and then I'm like, no, I think it's blood. But then I'm like, I think it's Aja's. So I'm like, oh, maybe like on one of the palm strikes, like she like cut her ear or something, and like just enough that it like put a little blood there. And then at at a certain point, Aja like has Hota like in like a choke, and I guess like she realizes that like Hota's hand is bleeding, and it's like it's not just like kind of bleeding, like it is dripping blood.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of blood coming out of her hand.
It
And
stains
so
the mat almost instantly.
yeah, and so she fucking like immediately starts like just goes like all right, aggro's on the hand and just starts doing only offense to the hand. I mean,
Well, the first
grabbing
time
the
she focuses on it, because there's just a lot of like extra heat and hate here, but she
oh
stands
yeah.
on it while she kicks Hoda like full force with the
Yeah,
face.
right in the fucking
And
face.
everything they do has that. Like right after that, Hoda tries to pin her, and she chokes her a little, like while she's pinning her.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just has
um
extra. Like when she's in the sleeper, she's slapping back. But
Mm-hmm.
the first
mhm.
time she goes for the hand, really, is when she's
Yeah.
got her down and she stands on the hand and kicks her flush in the face.
Dude, and like the ref like realizes it and tries to get tries to get her over and like wrap her hand up. So like they grab like they get, like a I don't know if it's medical tape or just like wrist tape, but she starts like trying to wrap her hand. And then that's when like Aja gets on the mic and like basically calls her a bitch.
Yeah, and she's so
Like
cool in this match. Like I said, it's a Vader like performance, but there's like there's a layer of like cool detachment to it that Vader never had. Like she knows I'm gonna kill this person.
yeah, there it's like
Yes.
the uber confidence
Yeah,
almost. Yeah, like there's a there's a great point too where like Aja pulls, like pulls Hota's arm like around the top rope, and basically is just like spreading the hand to
She's
just like,
spreading her fingers apart where it's cut.
yeah, yeah, just basically
Oh,
being like, hey, look at her, she's bleeding.
it's
This is,
like gross amounts of blood.
yeah, dude, I sent the picture into the group chat of like, she puts Hoda's hand on the mat to like stomp it.
Hmm.
First of all, she stomps it, okay?
Yes,
Like it's
yes,
not
yes.
like, not like, oh, land on your like, land on your heels or on your toes, just make
Hmm.
it. No, she just lands on her hand. Like, probably doesn't put full force down, but she definitely lands full force
She's
on
so
it.
brutal.
And like if your hand wasn't already in pain, it definitely is in pain now. And so she stops it, and you see, like, it's very quick because the camera, like, pans to go with Hoda. But, like, you just see the perfect outline of a, like, whole hand in nothing but blood
It
on
is
the
a
mat.
bloody ass stamp. Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's what it's all
Dude,
about, man. The WWA title,
Hmm.
like,
literally one of the
it,
most prestigious titles in wrestling. There's hate there.
it, it,
It's unreal.
uh, the best way I could describe that handprint, I think, is the handprint on Wilson from Castaway.
That's perfect.
Like it is, yeah, like it is that perfect of a handprint of blood, just right in the fucking, on like the not so quite white mat of the AJW
I liked when she had her in the
ring.
Dragon Sleeper and
Yes.
she was
Yeah,
wiping the blood like down her
right.
face, trying to slip
Mm-hmm.
out of
Yeah, that was next level,
it.
honestly.
Nasty.
She does fucking smear the blood on her face. You are right. I'm thinking about that.
Dude, some of these suplexes in here too are like, I know Dom was loving it.
Yeah,
Like
there it's
Yeah, well,
caught into the wind.
they come late. It's a lot of
they
just
do.
straight violence, and then they go into like the AJW thing where they just start throwing bombs.
Yeah, and they throw as many bombs I think as you can. Um like yeah, like a straight, I wrote down like there's a straight jacket suplex. I think is it the Saito suplex where you go like from the side?
I was just saying that's like I always thought that was like a backdrop, back
Maybe.
suplex. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, listen, I'm not the technical guy here. I don't know all the names. Probably should be to host a wrestling fucking
Yeah, I don't really
podcast,
write down the moves, so
but yeah, see, that's where it's different because I write down like a fucking
yeah, I'm relying on
play-by-play of
you to
like
do that. I'm just
everything.
writing down shit like,
Yeah, cool stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, this was cool. I like this match a lot. Yeah, hey, that whatever works, man. We're
geeking
four
out.
episodes in. We're still working. Yeah. Dude, but yeah, some of these like suplex, uh, Aja like goes for a spinning back fist and Hoda ducks it,
Oh,
and
it
then like,
smacks the fuck out of her.
and dude slaps the shit out of her. Dude, that was insane. And like then she just like basically ends up kind of like paying for it because then like Aja's like, now she's on full kill. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you're like, you've poked the beast too much.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like not only did you duck the back fist, but now you also like, you slapped her. You went in for that kill,
and I
and
think
she's,
Hoda, it's to her like downfall that she keeps trying to go for these big kill shots.
Because it's Aja Kong and Aja
Yeah, because
Kong's
it's
huge and
Aja
fucking
Kong.
kills her.
Yes.
I
yeah,
like that every
exactly,
like basically Aja's counter to everything is to take the move and just land on her.
yeah.
It fucks her
Yeah,
up.
she. I think that isn't that that what
That's what the finish
the
is.
Yeah.
the finish is. Yeah, like she gets her like, she gets Hoda on the top. She like, she gets the, or well, she goes, get actually hits the back fist, and then
Mhm.
like decides to like nah, I'm not done yet, and like puts her up on the rope. But then like she goes for like I don't what is she gonna like what is Hoda gonna
I
go
think she's
for?
trying to hit her pyramid driver, which is like it's like a straight jacket power bomb type deal.
Yeah.
Um,
It,
I think that's what
it
she's trying to go. Either that or just like a power bomb off the top. But either
yeah,
way,
like at
it's
one
foolish.
point at one point I was like, damn, she gonna hit a Pepsi plunge like in in fucking '94.
Yeah, she
Um,
does like a. It's called the pyramid driver. It's like a straight jacket power bomb, but a lot of times she ends up hitting it like a pile driver, and then she sits
pile
out anyway.
driver.
God, that's
Yeah.
old
Yeah,
moves are so cool.
Oda's
Pyramid
awesome,
driver.
dude.
Yeah, why are people not stealing that actually? Why are we all so focused on Masawa and like and Kobashi?
No,
Because we
More
all
people.
suck.
it's like a cliche, but like every cool move was invented in Joshi. If you want to
In
see a bunch of shit
Joshi, yeah.
you've not seen before or since, go watch
Yeah,
one of these
because they're
matches.
just they're just killing each other. Like, Chig was training these girls to, like, fucking just throw each other on their heads at one point. You know what I mean? Like,
As you
that's
should.
that's why, like, Mako Satomura is who she is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, those Death Valley
uh,
drivers. Oof.
Yeah,
yeah,
well, this is
exactly.
legit one of the most violent and brutal matches of all time. It's not like a death match.
Yeah, and like I said, like, the blood is not intentional. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a blade match. Um, this like it is purely coincidental but becomes such a big part of the story that it needs to be talked about obviously, but it's amazing how much wherewithal Aja Kong had in the ring to basically go, oh well, this is clearly like her weakest point. It's not intentionally, but it is now. I
Mm-hmm.
need to focus on it. And yeah, like, do they start going for bombs and whatever that pain was dissipates? Yeah, but so does the blood at some point too.
Well,
Like,
and I also think there's a point where Aja's like, all right, yeah, I've
yeah,
done
like
it. I've brutalized her. Now it's time to finish her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like Aja like basically lands on her, gets the three, uh, and like you said, like the post match with Akira Hokuto coming out.
In the Canadian
Um,
tuxedo,
yeah,
head to toe
looking
denim.
beast as looking beast as hell, honestly. And I
When is
wrote
she
down
not,
because
man? Speaking
Yeah.
of
I wrote
awesome wrestlers,
Yeah, I wrote down because like I was like this needs to be quoted. The captions say that she like uh as the captions say, Hakoto basically says she hasn't died yet, which is such an insane way to say like I'm not done wrestling. like I like I haven't died
yeah,
Very
yet.
but she's
dramatic
already
about this
announced her
shit.
retirement. I think she's only got like 3 matches left after this, and Aja wants one.
So I want
Yeah,
to
she
ask
says
you. Actually, continue,
she
Brady.
says that. Well, I was gonna say she does say like I have three more matches and one will be against you, Aja. But anyway, what were you trying to say,
I was
Dan?
gonna say, Aubie, do you know if this all culminates in the Big Egg revival universe thing?
Think
See
that's
that?
before this, but timelines are not my my strong suit, brother.
Because I know that's the end match. Like after that whole show is Aja and Akira, but I don't know if
In
that's.
November of that year, it is
Mm,
at Big Egg, yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like
Which that show's
this.
crazy. That's 10 hours. I don't fucking.
Dude, there's like
Yeah,
20 matches on this show, and they're
hey, I
all
don't.
long. That's like my major. I would watch like exclusively this promotion from this time period if the matches weren't all 45
Weren't
minutes long.
all
Yeah.
long. Yeah, that's honestly why this one's as like as nice as it is, because like it's I don't know, I didn't like look at the exact time, but it's probably like 20-ish
It
It's
minutes.
is
less than
20
that.
minutes.
How much is it?
I think on Cage Match it's like 20 minutes.
Okay, it's got to be right
Um,
around there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like it is not very long, like not overly long. It doesn't overstay its welcome, I should say. But it does everything it needs to. Uh, it doesn't necessarily like drag at any
There's
point.
no fluff.
No,
No, not at
even
all.
when like Aja is working on top and locking in holds, Hoda is fighting for her life.
Yeah, it's not like she's just laying there, like she's trying to get out of it. She wants to get into a new plane, She needs to get something in because yeah, like somewhere around the middle point of this match, she is just being brutalized.
Yeah.
But like I said, with the handwork and everything like that,
It's an ass whooping.
yeah, every last bit of it is an ass whooping for sure. It's next level, honestly. Um, yeah, man. This match, like much like for you, where like you said that the Bob Sapp Great Muta match kind of like is gonna go to your one of your top of your lists. Like that's this Aja Kong match
Yeah,
for me,
definitely. I
Yeah, this
agree.
is an
dude.
all-time great match.
Dude, like it was like 2 days later, I think, and I was like just sitting here, just still thinking about it, man. Like it, all I could think about is like, damn, this is like a brutal ass matchup, and I kind of love like every single last little bit of it.
And they're both still going.
That's crazy. I mean,
Hoda's
like I
about
said,
to have a death match with Vini.
Oh,
that's
really?
insane too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome.
In what promotion?
Don't ask me that.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And that
Was it
maybe.
one of those? Oh, I wasn't sure if it was one of those promotions
Nah,
we
dude,
didn't
I
want
just
to
have
talk
a shit
about, or
memory.
he's like, hey, I remember they're gonna have the match. I just don't
Yeah,
remember where.
that's as good as I can do for you.
Sendai Girls makes sense though. Um, yeah, that.
Oh, I think it might be Seedling.
Oh, that'll
I
be
feel
cool.
is
Whatever.
this
It still will be
it?
awesome. Either place.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. Vinny rules. Hotta also rules. Aja Kong, like I said, if you if you find like and enjoy watching weird stuff, go watch that TJPW train match. Well, probably never a match that'll get brought to the pod because I don't know if we really need to talk too in depth about it, but it's definitely at least funny to watch. If you have Wrestle Universe, it's up there now. If you don't have Wrestle Universe, I'm sure it's on the internet. Uh, but yeah, you get some fun stuff. Minoru Suzuki grabs Maki Ito by her bangs, just her bangs. um, you get there's a lot of. Do you want to talk about fluff? There's a lot of fluff.
Yeah, you get bullshit. You
Um,
get ass. My fault.
hey, it's
I
but
don't.
it's
I'm
funny.
out when you said Suzuki and Makihito.
Oh
Maki
yeah,
Ito.
and
Yeah,
Maki Ito.
yeah.
But I'll take
Oh,
your word for it.
hey, he's only there for a little bit, and then he basically does like one spot. Asha Kong hits him with a trash can over the head, and then he
All
leaves.
right.
Oh, it's all right. That's nice. CTE. I fuck with that.
Oh yeah, she shows up, and it's like trash can is like her gimmick, but like the trash can she has is like one of the like little like rectangular
Hmm.
ones, like one of the like something you would just have on like an office.
Yeah, which
Very
would
very
probably still
funny.
sucks to get hit like bow. This
I
little
mean, she bends it on his head,
yeah,
so
little
that's
tin
that's
fucking
pretty funny.
object.
Yeah, that's a like I said, I watched that earlier today before we recorded, and yeah, it was fun.
Ooh.
Um, have you guys been watching like anything else? Uh,
Nope. Internet been out.
yeah,
The
Dom.
new Mutoa show. Highly
Oh
recommend.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
highly recommend. Uh, if you don't know how to do that and you want to, I can't imagine that anyone listening to this doesn't know how to do that. But hit me up
Yeah.
and I will.
Um,
I will walk you through that. Been watching a lot of
I,
CMLL. Watching a lot
dude,
of
that's
Indie
that's
Lucha.
another thing. See, like, I mean, I haven't been locked in. I've seen you guys talking a lot about Lucha Memes.
Oh yeah,
But
that's been
like,
a must-watch this year. It might be the
Oh, I thought
promotion
it
of
was
the year.
Lucha memes this whole fucking time.
Well,
I
that's
think
just
it
how they
is.
pronounce memes in
I
Mexico.
th-
Mm.
I
It's
think it
memes.
is
Yeah.
Lucha memes, but like I always think of it the way that the Club Lucha guys pronounce it,
No,
which
that's
is
right.
Lucha
That's correct.
memes.
I had no
That's how they
idea.
Yeah,
say it. Yeah, that's how the
and it
promoter would say
and
it.
it makes it feel less stupid by not saying memes to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It makes it feel a little more legitimate.
Well, it's not
Because
stupid. It's a great promotion.
it is a great
Highly
promotion.
recommend.
CMLL has been putting on some bangers. That's kind of been my favorite thing to turn on here lately when I just want to like mindlessly watch wrestling. Just throw on like a Tuesday show or a Friday show.
The
Lucha's
That's
the
great.
best
hit
bang for
rate
your
is
buck.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it is like and like that this past week's Friday show was like when if you have the version that's got like all the in between stuff cut out and all the uh random shit. Like it's like a straight 2 hour long show.
Yeah,
No
it was a
different than
very
if
brisk Friday show.
yeah, very brisk Friday show. Uh, really no bad matches. Um, Really
Tuesday
fun.
show, same last night. Very brisk and watchable. And they
I
had the
I
Trio
haven't
de Escuelas, which is like the guys who are in the
the
various schools trying to make a name for themselves. So they
hmm
go super nuts.
yeah, I did not watch that. I did not watch last night's Tuesday show. I'm behind that. But I did lock in for this past Fridays. I think I watched that on like Saturday afternoon. And yeah, uh, it's just kind of been great wrestling, man. Wrestling is in a good spot if you watch the right wrestling, kids. If you watch the wrong wrestling and you want to complain about it on Twitter, that is your own fault. You are creating that reality for yourself. If you don't like even CMLL and you just want to watch something else, there's decades and decades of old wrestling.
Yeah, just watch old
So
wrestling.
much stuff. Just go watch old wrestling. That's the whole reason why we created this
That's what
podcast.
we're doing.
Exactly.
Dumbass.
Heck yes.
This I think Dom's match from IWRG that might be the newest match we have on the list. I might have to like double check that, but I think 2023 might be the newest.
Wasn't your astronauts match
Oh no,
2023?
well, yes, but that was like January or February of 2023.
If you
This is
want to get
from
semantics with the
June.
months, yeah.
Yeah, this is technically the even more newest by like 6 months or something
Well,
like
I
that.
haven't brought anything from this century yet. I don't think so.
Hey, you know what? This is a
And I might not
what?
ever.
This
That's
is
fair.
the. I know before the tag match, you were like, I need to stop bringing Japanese men's singles. Um, Even though the first week was not Japanese men, but it was in Japan. So got to count for something. But
Yeah.
I think we'll probably do a few more of these grab bag type episodes too,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, there's no way in hell anyone has ever talked about Mexa Boys,
And Bob Sapp in the same breath.
Bob Sapp, yeah, and Aja Kong all in one fail swoop. It's not happening anywhere else on the internet. I don't think. Unless there's some random, real deep, weird forum we don't know about, which I doubt it because Aubie would know about it. Uh, but kind of moving on here, we don't have any monkey points because, like we said, Dom had no internet.
Yay.
He had, yeah, the weather decided to take out the old internet. That's why this is a day late too, because of that.
Yeah, fuck my life.
So hey, it's all right, you know. We move. We kind of talked about it before this. I don't think we'll ever record this podcast where it's going to be two of us. I don't think that's ever going to work. I mean, we may bring we may bring a fourth. That we might have some stuff like that in the works even, but I don't think we're ever going to do just two of us because that does not sound near as fun. It's a lot more fun with
Yeah.
all three of us
Mm-hmm.
here. So no monkey points this week. Moving on. Uh, I decided it was going to be my pick for the cage match game this week. um, Aubie last week picked Necro Butcher as the wrestler we tried to guess. He stumped us, and
I
so
said
he
fucking
gained.
Ron Garvin. I was nowhere. Not in the
Dude,
ballpark.
you know what's funny is like the amount of times I saw somebody mention Ron Garvin this past like week. I was
How
like,
many times was it me?
man, um, at least two or
Well,
three
Ron Garvin.
actually. Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably why Dom picked it because it would
Yeah.
make sense for you to pick Ron Garvin. So yeah, we're gonna move on here to the cage match game. I have picked a wrestler. This is a guy that I know we haven't talked about recently, and that's kind of where the fun of it comes from.
All right, it's a guy.
Uh, yeah, yeah, it is it is. I'll give you that. Are you guys ready for his overall cage match rating?
Go.
Yeah, yes.
It is 7.08.
7.08. Steve Carino.
It is not Steve Carino. Dom, any guesses?
I mean, fucking, it's mad hard to. I could just throw any name out. Oh shit. This shit is This shit is motherfucking. This is Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh,
It is not DDP. Those are two honestly fun guesses actually. Uh, all right, first review here coming from user Triple Crown,
Okay.
rated with a 6.0. He says, "I love this guy. He has stayed the same for God knows how many years, yet his gimmick hasn't once become stale. He's just a big, badass guy that looks legit and is fun to watch in ring. Mic work is average, but for some reason, this guy just has a certain aura around him that makes people love him. Doesn't have to say much, does a lot of talking in ring in my opinion. Have seen some of his earlier stuff, but I know him mostly from his mid and later career. I loved the work in the middle of his career and thought he was even better later in his career. Probably better off being a big fish in a small pond, as I think in the middle of his career he kind of got lost in the shuffle. Overall, solid wrestler, strong 6 rating." Uh, that is your first review. Any guesses for who this wrestler could be?
Booker T.
It is not Booker T.
I'm thinking big guy, been around for a while.
Big guy.
Is it Rhino?
Oh,
Oh my god, Dom, it is Rhino.
holy hell.
Dom gets it. Oh,
Yeah.
that is amazing, actually.
Unbelievable. That's a good review you picked, Brady. That was very.
Dude,
I would go higher than a
dude,
6, maybe, but not much.
hey, the next review is a 9 from somebody named Maven Lover, which is equally as fun.
Yeah, Maven
But
Lover. I wonder who he loves.
he shoot names him in this review too. He's like right away. I think that's Terrence Curran earns a ton of brownie points. I read that and I was like, oh yeah, this is one of the reviews I'm picking, man. Dude,
I don't know his name off the top of my head, so I would not have even fucking.
Well, I mean, I think it says it on his cage match profile, but that's insane.
I haven't looked at Rhino's cage match profile fucking ever.
Dude, that is amazing. I love that you got that it was Rhino, and like I left the promotion names out because he specifically says I've seen some of his ECW stuff, but I think I know him more from his WWF
Yeah, I knew it because it's like
TNA
Rhino
days.
is like the ultimate guy that like is big, like he's cool, I guess, but he just never did much in like anything he was in besides maybe mid card. And I mean, whenever people talk about Rhino at a higher level, it's usually never his ECW stuff. You always hear his Christian feud in TNA. His stuff in the invasion angle in WWF you always hear about and see about, because the gore is a cool move. That's like, you could say that. That's fair.
That's the thing is like a lot of his ECW stuff, he's just like the for a portion of it, I should say, he's like just the young, hungry guy that like they just feed either feed somebody to him or feed him to like one of the higher level
Wasn't
guys. Like there's a great
Rhino was big in ECW at a point where all the cool guys had basically left, right? They were already in WWF and shit.
yeah yeah he was one of the last like guys, and he was like pretty much it was like him, Tommy Dreamer, just
Ugh.
incredible. Yeah, like exactly.
Carino. He was a highlight though at the end there.
Yeah, Carino, Tajiri,
Jerry, yeah, Mikey Whipwreck.
they were rocking. Yeah, Mikey Whipwreck on the way back in from WCW, Raven, kind of,
Johnny
C.W.
Sandman,
Anderson.
kind
Flamingo.
of. CW MLW's C.W. Anderson.
That guy's white as
Yeah,
fucking bald.
yeah, he is. Bald, chain, knee
He's an
brace.
Anderson.
He he's an
Oh, he
Anderson, but he's
isn't
not.
fucking Anderson.
Yeah, that's their stable in
And
MLW
bald.
is the Andersons. It's CW and Brock Anderson, and they're managed by Arn, which in theory
Friend of the
sounds cool.
podcast, Arn Anderson. I'm just
Really?
gonna claim that. No.
My dream Santa Claus, Arn Anderson.
Dude, I'd pop crazy if Arn Anderson was listening to our podcast.
Top 20
He'd
all-time wrestler, Arn Anderson. God, he's
yeah, that's for sure. Actually, I love some Enforcer. Um, in my opinion, best part. The Arn is the best part of the of the Four Horsemen. I almost said Fantastic Four. That's why I was
I
stuttering.
mean,
I
I
was
love
like,
me
no,
some Tully too
that's not
now.
right.
I
I mean,
love me some
I
Tully
like
too.
Tully, but I think Arn is
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
You know, Flair's the ideal person to like be the shit-eating heel who like is the one who gets his comeuppance, but like Arn is fucking Arn, man. Um, man, I'm really happy. Dom gets 3 points.
That's
That means
crazy.
Dom is in the lead,
And he's picking next week.
and he's picking next
I'm
week, so
gonna
he gets.
preemptive guess Milano Collection AT.
I was not thinking that.
Give me 7 points right now.
Who the fuck is Milano Collection AT?
No way!
Dom, I know what you're bringing next week. Dom's bringing a Milano.
I got it. I might have to bring the Dragon Gate bullshit match. I might have to bring it.
Oh, dude, we can have a Dragon Gate match. I have a Dragon Gate match in my pod matches. In my pod
I
matches
hope it's a
recommended.
tag.
Yes,
It,
it's the tag that people talk about.
Oh, okay.
What, yours or mine?
That if I had to bring in a Milano Collection match, I'm bringing
Brady,
the one.
don't.
Oh, mine's a singles.
Oh no! If you made me watch a Dreamgate match, bro, podcast is canceled.
It's not a Dream
Actually,
Gate
that'd
match,
be
and
perfect because I could just skip the first 20 minutes and no one would know. I could talk. They did arm work and leg work.
Yeah,
it's
you're right. And was it fun? Was it no, no.
I'm just like sitting here just the whole time trying to throw to Ob, and he's just like, yeah, man, I saw it. No, this
Yeah,
match
they
is
got
funny.
heat.
The match is funny that I have because it's two guys like wanting to shoot on each other but also trying to work. It's very funny. It's a Chima match if you didn't guess that.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that he seemed a shooter.
Yeah, no, it's not that he's a shooter. He's just they're shooting on each other because they have heat. It's I don't know. It'll come on the pod
Yeah.
eventually anyway. Anyway, yeah, no, it has to. Once again, this we probably should pick a wrestler we all three know.
Yes,
I don't
will
know.
try to think of that.
But hey, even if you don't, I'm just proud of you, Dom. Like, very candidly here, I think me and both don't don't think you fully grasp the concept of the game.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I was talking about how I actually didn't really fully get it at first because I just
I
not the brightest, but fuck it.
Yeah, and
I
he's
get
got a
it.
commanding lead.
Yeah, commanding lead. I'm sitting on the goose egg still. Granted, obviously, not much for me to earn points this week, and it's not like I picked somebody who was abstract or anything. And he's a pretty, fairly well liked guy. He doesn't. It's not like he's not like a necro butcher where like it's either 10 or 0. Like
Yeah, I think
the
actually
the
now that I think about it, 6 is probably about right.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean the lowest he has is a 2.
That's ridiculous. I'll watch a
Um,
Rhino match anytime.
yeah, who wouldn't? I mean it's Rhino. He like
Yeah.
what does he do that is not entertaining? You know what I mean? Like it's always fun. Oh, and like yeah, see, okay, one of the reviews is in German, but like the one like 1-2 review is basically just them saying, yeah, Rhino's been here too long. Like why is he still
Been
wrestling?
here too
And
long.
like and like that's it. That's their whole point of the review. It's from 2022 and it's basically saying that he needs to retire. They don't say anything about Rhino for the last
You
like
know, that's the
tw-
absolutely the worst category of cage match review. The people that are like, "Oh, this person probably used to be good, but I've only seen them when they're 64 and they're just okay."
like
Like what
Learn
an
he's been
these, yeah,
wrestling
like just
yeah, what an if why we don't need your input. Thank you.
like for Rhino as of next month will be had been wrestling for 30 years and they're talking about what he was doing in 2022 Impact. Brother,
Yeah, that's a
fix your
you
rating.
problem. Why are you watching Impact?
Why are you watching 2022 Impact talking about him and Heath, man? Nobody cares. No, fix your rating. Rhino rocks. Um, there's a great match of him versus Taz where Taz just kills him. Um, Rhino like power bombs Taz and Taz just stands up, flips him the middle finger, and then kills him. It's amazing.
I
It's
love
on YouTube.
Taz.
Yeah, that was. Oh, man, that's great. I love that for you, Dom. Honestly,
Hell
that was a
yes.
top 10 part of this podcast. We're only 4 episodes in. We're doing great, boys. Um,
Motherfucking Rhino.
Rhino, baby. Do you guys have anything to add this week? Uh, we should talk about before we get out of here.
Live life to the fullest and be nice to everyone.
That's real. That's true. Ob, what about you?
Tom said it.
Don't roast Ob for him being sick. Man's fighting for his life.
Struggling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I sounded horrible.
Nah, you didn't sound too bad. You just sounded, well, congested. Because he is.
Yeah.
Blame that Alabama weather.
And daycare.
Um, yeah, that's real. Other than that, like Dom said, love everybody basically. It's not that hard. It's actually very easy to do.
Actually, be nice to
Um,
everyone in the world. Yeah.
oh, almost forgot. Before we get out of here, we got to pick a dude of the week. I didn't even think about that.
Bollywood Benjamin.
Um, oh, we just throwing it out there, just throwing
Fuck it, sure.
Well, how are we gonna? How else are we gonna do it, bro? We didn't talk about it.
Yeah, we did not
Yeah, we did
prepare. I
not talk
forgot.
about that shit.
Yeah, I'm down to throw Ben in for dude of the week, even if maybe his favorite wrestler category is a little skewed.
You
Bullshit.
know what though? He stands on business more than anybody.
He
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 does.
does.
He
He's
does.
he's so real.
He rides for those mid 2000s U.S.
You
indies, even
cannot
though he's
roast it out of him.
no. You can
He
talk
will
as much
still
shit about
love
Super Dragon.
Kikutaro. Mm-hmm.
His goat Kikutaro.
Quack.
Yeah. There you go, Bollywood Benjamin or Ben or whatever you want to call him. He is due to the week. Uh, yeah, I think that's everything. I think we covered it all. That was a that was a beautiful hour and 24 minutes, guys. I love doing this podcast with you, and can't wait to
Likewise.
do it.
Very
Can't wait
fun.
to do it more and more and more. So for that, we'll see you next time on File Under Fire.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.